Tim with C&D Farms, and today I'm going to work on this bush hog. This is one of the projects that I bought. Instead of buying a brand new bush hog, or even maybe a bush hog that was not quite as used, I bought one that I'm going to have a little bit of a project on. It's not as bad as it sounds. I've got to convert the hydraulic system over to a two hydraulic system. This bush hog was built to where a tractor, maybe a larger tractor, or some tractors have 3 remote valves. So you had a valve for each wing and one going up and down. However, my tractor here, as you can see, is a Massey Ferguson 4610. It's capable of pulling this bush hog, but it only had 2 remotes. All right, and so my options are, I can make it into where the wings come up together, or I could add a 3rd remote to the tractor. All right, so just to kind of give you an example of the cost difference, to add a remote to the tractor would have cost, just the parts alone was right at $1,200. That's not counting the labor to put it on, and that's something that I probably would have been a little bit above my skill level. The parts, the hydraulic hoses, and the couplings and everything I needed to convert it over to where both wings come up together, I've got about $200 invested, and I'm going to do the labor. So, and that's because I chose to go with new hoses, and you'll find at most places that make hydraulic hoses are not going to take hoses that you currently have and put new couplings on it, mainly because they don't necessarily want to warranty them or stand behind the product. So I just went with all new hoses, all new couplings, all new fittings. I did keep one of the old hoses. It was fairly new. It's probably something that blew out last year, so I did keep that as a spare, and that's one of them that goes straight to one of the wings. So, and it's the same fitting that would go to the T. So the only old hose I have is the one that makes it go up and down. So the hose that I have now will actually could replace that one if that one right there malfunctions, or it could be one that I could use to go to one of the wings if I had to move it if in a pinch. So in this case, it was better to actually where the wings come up together instead of different where you could raise one or lower one. And talking to the people that at some of the tractor dealerships, that seems to be the common thing now. Some of the a lot of the rotary cutters now come already plumbed like that, to where they will work on with a 2 remote system, one for the wings, one for up and down. The ones that don't, the dealership actually told me that probably, and this was this dealer, you know, other dealers may be different, that they probably convert a lot of them, probably over half is what he told me, to a 2 remote system versus 1 for each wing. So he said about the only ones they don't do are the extremely large tractors, and when they working for like the highway department, or the person actually wants to have some banks to where they need to raise one wing up higher than the other one, where I'm not going to have that option. So the wings are either going to be up or they're going to be down. So but for our farm, that suits us perfect. And you know, if I see or I run into something, which I don't foresee on this place at all, to where I need to do that, then I may have to go ahead and invest into the 3rd remote for the tractor. Or if I get another piece of equipment that requires that like something in hay equipment or something like that that requires 3 remotes. But until then, I just didn't see spending that amount of money, and I wanted to put more money into the bush hog. So I'm gonna kind of take the camera around here, and you can kind of see, you know, it's not a bad bush hog. It's not in awful shape. but it has been used, and it has been used a lot. You know, when I think on a video before I actually introduced this thing, this is the bush hog I used last year when I was when I bush hogged this place, and the farmer I bought it from is the guy that's using it to he's using my land to put his cows on. So kind of what I'm going to show you here is, I hadn't started to work yet, I'm just kind of getting ready, but there's a cylinder for one wing, and I'm going to take this hose and I'm going to come into a T right here in the middle, and we'll secure that, and then that will go to this cylinder right here. The hose is laying over there, and then I don't have it out yet, but on that T right there I'll have another hose that follows the one that goes up and down, because right here where you see where I'm pointing the camera now is where the cylinder is that makes it go up and down. So the new hose will follow that hose. So, and I'll have the two remotes in the tractor, and I'll have one that makes it goes up and down, and then one will raise both wings at the same time. So that's kind of my plan right now. So I'm going to take the camera back around, and we're going to kind of do a little bit of a project. It's after work for me, so it's kind of late afternoon, so I'm going to probably work till about dark. I'll have some footage of me putting some of this together. The other thing that I'm going to work on, and this is something that some larger bush hogs or larger rotary cutters have this. The smaller ones have a shear pin in the PTO shaft. This one has slip clutches. So one of the other projects that I've got to do on this rotary cutter is I've got to replace the slip clutches that are in the clutch assembly. So for people that may be looking or not used to bush hogs that have that, you know, that slip clutch is very important. So if you hit something, if you hit a rock, you hit a stump, you get into something that's really thick and you overpower it, then that is designed to slip and not destroy your gearbox, not destroy your PTO shafts, not destroy your tractor. So it's very important that they're on there, and that's one of the things. These have been worn, so they're slipping more. You know, at some point you got to replace them, especially if it's an older unit, or if something, you know, caused it to really slip bad and it kind of burn up the disc. So I'll show you those as we go through this project. That'll be some of the video as well, as we try to change out those slip clutches. So, but I'll kind of turn the camera around here a little bit. So right here is the gearbox assembly. This is the gearbox assembly right here for this bush hog. So you've got the shaft that comes in here, that goes to the PTO shaft that goes to the tractor. That comes in to a gearbox that splits it 3 ways. So you've got one going to each wing, so the one going to that wing, and then you've got another one that's coming to this wing over here, and then you've got the center shaft that goes to the gearbox in the center. But right here where you see I got my hand, this right here is the clutch assembly. So you take that apart, and you've got four discs that are inside there that you've got to replace. So, and that's the other project that I'm going to try to do today, or at least get one side done, is change out the disc that are inside those clutch assemblies. So, trying to turn the camera back around. So that's kind of my afternoon tonight. We're going to work on this project and try to get that done, or at least get a good portion of it done. Alright, one of the first things you need on the tractor, if you got if you starting out, is you need a toolbox. You need a decent toolbox. I'm going to tell you right now, Massey Ferguson can probably improve on this one thing. I've enjoyed my Massey Ferguson a lot so far. I mean, it is new for me, but the toolbox, and maybe I just got too much in it, but I think the toolbox could be just a tad bit bigger. So anyway, I need to get my gloves and a few other things out of out of the tractor here and grab this bag right here. I think I got the socket set in here. So one of the things I've got is I bought this bag. So anyway, so the first thing we've got to do, I hope everybody can see it, is I've got to take, so this is our inlet for this cylinder, and we're going to go to that T right there. So this was a new hose that we made up. So, and I didn't mean to really drop it in over in the dang grass. So let's try to get the grass off of it. And I'm going to put some thread tape on it here. Make sure. I'm sure I'll get somebody on YouTube will beat me up. I'm not sure if I'm going the right way or not. I think the main thing is just get something on there. So this camera, I know the sound ain't that great on this camera. Just quick couple on. So this is where I'm going to plug in. So you see that goes in here. So, and for the video, some people, if you're not used to ag equipment, you may say, well, you got 4 remotes, but this is one remote, but you got fluid going one direction. Or some things may have a, you may have a hydraulic that actually pushes it and pulls it. So you need one's hydraulic going one way, one's hydraulic going the other way. So in this case, I don't have, just got hydraulics going into one part of the cylinder. So that's going to take the cylinder and really force it up. Gravity is letting the cylinder go down. Some items may actually have force on the cylinder going down as well, so it may be pushing and pulling, and you got force both ways. So that's why you have this right here. But in this case, gravity's letting it go down, hydraulic pressure is raising it up. So for some that may watch YouTube, and if I'm wrong in that, let me know in the comments. So house update, just to let you know. If you, you know, for the ones that do follow the channel and some of the family members that do watch my craziness on YouTube, is we signed the contract, or got a contract signed. Let me get this camera a little more steady there. We did sign a contract for the house. That doesn't mean we're going to use that contractor, but odds are we are. That's kind of our plan. We liked what he had listed for us. So now we have got to send that contract along with his spec sheet and any other information that the bank wants us to send them. So all of that is being sent tomorrow. And I know time, you know, on YouTube is not, but today's Thursday, and so in July, so about the middle of July. So we hope, if everything goes as planned, as you know, we don't know, but our goal, and even the contractor's goal, if the bank and all of that, which I hope will be, I don't foresee any issues there, that we will have a piece of equipment up here breaking ground sometime in August. I will definitely have that on YouTube as part of this vlog, because that is why we all started it. So, and speaking of that, I know this is kind of late in the video, and I probably should do this first, is you know, if you like this content and you want to continue watching, you know, please subscribe to the channel. I'm going to have stuff like this. I'm learning as I go. I've actually got a friend that has started, they've got a YouTube channel as well that's close by. You know, it's the Vi family, and I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to just tell you this. They are an awesome family, and they're doing something I don't believe I could do. I want to come live off, you know, in the country, and I want to do more sustainable lifestyle. So we do have some of the sustainable lifestyle goals. There's the same of the, you know, living off the land, but they're doing kind of the off-grid thing. And, you know, I'm on that to me, I don't think I can quite do that yet. I'm not saying I couldn't do it, but talking about a culture shock for me, that would be tough. But, you know, that family, if you watch them, I'll put a link to their channel on mine. Again, I don't have but 94 people, so, but that's 90, you know, that's somebody that may see it, or somebody may see this based off of the title of whatever I name it. But, you know, go check out the Vi family. They got some of the, you know, they've got, it's 9 of them. They've got 7 children. They're just a wonderful family. And to just kind of give you a little bit of a background for me and how I know them, is I went on a mission trip to Haiti, and they were the family. They kind of the family that taught us and was there. So, you know, World Reach Partnership is the name of their mission group, and they've got people. They've done mission trips in Haiti. They do them in Africa. Jacob and Keisha had just been to Asia, and they've come back with the COVID-19, and they've kind of decided to kind of build a base camp off-grid to teach ministry, to teach and to make disciples. So if you get a chance, check them out. They're an awesome family, and they're using me, and of all people, they're using me sometimes to bounce questions off of, and I'm trying to learn just as much as they are. But you know, together and with the Lord on your side, you can accomplish anything. And there again, I'm amazed at what they're doing, but I shouldn't be, because if the Lord wants them there, that's where they're going to be, and He's going to open every door He needs to make sure that they succeed. And you know, I hope, you know, I may teach him something about this piece of equipment that I learned either through YouTube or just from my family doing the farming stuff later on. But I'm going to tell you what, he's going to teach me even more about being a disciple, and that's what's really important. doing the Lord's work is also, that's the most important thing we can do until He calls us home. So check out the Vi family. I'll put a link there. Enjoy some of the footage that I'll kind of put in with this. I'll kind of talk about it. I may kind of weave it in before, so this may be the ending right here. I'm gonna talk, or I may come back and have another ending as well. But enjoy. I hope I'll see y'all next week. I may do that camping review next week as well. But I hope y'all have a good week, and I hope that the COVID doesn't just, it's getting pretty thick, you know, the cases are going up around here, so we're having to deal with it. I hope they don't put more restrictions back on us. But anyway, have a good week, and don't forget to check out the Vi family YouTube page. Again, it'll be a link in my description.